What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting from the D. About to get in here and get this workout in. But first, we got to talk about our favorite pro-black man, Dr. Umar Johnson. Now, many people called it. It wasn't just me. There's quite a few people like myself that said weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, maybe a little bit more, when he first started talking about his bank account was frozen. And it was just his personal one. He hadn't said anything about the school account just yet. It was just his personal one. But like-minded people, we believe that this story of him discovering his account was frozen, someone asked him for some money, and so he went to his bank account to give them something, and that's when he learned his account was frozen. We believed at that time that this was going to somehow turn into another delay, another setback for his school. We were right. We just didn't know the capacity in which we were going to be right. Turns out that his school is on the verge of getting auctioned off if he don't have 40 G's in 10 days. So this man knew that this was looming. It was getting closer. He was panicking. He had to come up with some story, and this seemed to be the story. Oh, my accounts are frozen, and then he can turn that into, this is why I can't pay the money. But the thing is that, and this is according to himself, he's raised somewhere around 1.6 million for this school. That's 70 G's in fees owed total for the two buildings. Bro, that's been owed for years. And your bank accounts are just now being froze. So why is it that your bank accounts being froze now is preventing you from paying those fees that have been owed? I can tell you this from being in real estate. When it comes to dealing with fees like this, they don't want anything but the money. They want the money. They don't want to go through this process of auctioning and all this other nonsense. It's a bunch of extra processes that they have to go through that they aren't interested in. If you just pay the money, they will leave you the hell alone. He's trying to turn it into some racism thing. Like they're just doing this to him because he's black, as if he's not the only, or as if he is the only black man to ever go through this, or the only man ever to go through this. You think there's been no white men who ain't paid their bills? They didn't do the same thing too? So it's silly to me how he tries to turn when things don't go his way, and he knows they're not going to go his way because he's not doing what he's supposed to do. If you don't pay your bills, there's going to be consequences. He went from saying he had no idea that this was going to happen on 1 second to saying he's been trying to contact them about getting a waiver for the back fees, since 4 months ago, since in April when he first started trying to reach out to them. Well, then that just goes to show you that you knew these fees were owed. This is not a surprise. I'm telling you, these fees got to what they are, $70,000, because of years of him choosing not to pay them. This isn't something that they just popped up with all of a sudden. Hey, here's like $70 or $70,000 that you owe us, and you got like 90 days to get it done. No, that's not how this works. That's never been how it worked. As for the waiver that he keeps talking about, they have not issued to him, and if they did issue it to him, he wouldn't owe them anything. I'm going to tell you guys this, just dealing in real estate, and I'm sure he knows this as well. He's just feigning ignorance, as he tends to do quite often. To qualify for that waiver, you are eligible for it, but to qualify for it, you have to be caught up on everything. You can't be in the hole owing them $70,000 and then expect them to issue you a waiver like you don't owe them anything. You have to get caught up. You have to get square. And then you can get the waiver that'll prevent you from owing any additional fees. I think in his case, it'll be like, hey, what's going on, guy? In his case, I think it'll be up to, 4 years, something like that. But this is not a man who does not know what's happening here. This is not a man that doesn't know the proper route, the proper chains to go through. He knows all of this. He simply isn't doing what he's supposed to do. And to turn around and try to call for some march from people around the world. He wants all these people, he said Canada and all this, and that, to come from around the world to march on, what is it, Willington, Delaware? Is that what the place is called? Which, no offense, no disrespect. I've never heard of that place before, but I did look into it. Him crying racism for the situation that he's found himself in a predominantly black area is just ludicrous. And he acts like there's no people in place as far as government goes that are black there as well in Delaware, which there are. And the reason why no one is giving him a hand, people would absolutely love to help him open a school in a predominantly black neighborhood, but he's not doing what he's supposed to do. That's why he's not getting the assists that he claims he is looking for. The thing is this, you have to play the game. There's rules to the game, and I don't know if he just thinks he's exempt to the rules because he's some sort of special, or if he just don't care. This is a man that has promised this school over and over and over, and always has a reason for why the date of the school must be pushed back. The school was supposed to open, the last date that he set for it was supposed to be last year, 2024. How'd that work out? And then when he showed the inside of the school looked like it just is never being worked on. So Dr. Umar, unfortunately, he is just not being honest. I hate to call him a scammer, but this is very scam-like. The most sad thing about it is that some way, somehow, he has extremely loyal followers. Like, really, he has extremely loyal followers that won't even entertain the possibility that he owns some BS, even though he has continuously collected their money and provided nothing. This man has collected their money for years and 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 years, years and years and years, and he's not provided anything in return. He's not shown them anything to basically reinforce the faith that they have in him. So when you have followers that are that loyal, that devout, that foolish even, you don't really have to keep lying to them in a situation where it's clear as day you've been lying to them. If he were to come out right now and be like, my brothers and sisters, I've been deceiving you, I'm so sorry, this, sprinkle some bullshit in there, whatever, he, give him some truth, but sprinkle some bullshit in there where he makes himself out to be a victim, which is, this is what he always does. He's always a victim. It's always some reason why he doesn't produce what he's supposed to produce, and it somehow involves him being a victim. Yet this is a man that looks at as himself as being a leader in the Pan-African community. That's a poor leader. A man. We're not talking about a woman, because we know women hate accountability. A man who steps up and proclaims himself to be a leader, and nothing is ever his fault. Everything that happens is always somehow everybody else's fault. That's a poor leader. But if he were to at least own up to his people some of this, I ain't looking for him to be completely transparent, because I don't think he has the ability to be completely transparent. But if he was just own some of it, I misused the funds this way, I did that, I invested in this and it didn't go right, just something like that, they would be forgiving of it. So he doesn't even have to lie like this. But this is a dude that he's not capable of, he's just not capable. I don't know if there's some sort of psycho-anal reason of why that is. I'm not gonna sit up here and try to diagnose him with anything or whatever, but there's definitely something there. And then you got people like Charlemagne on the Breakfast Club that is like, he's who he says he is, because why would there's no way he would get on and publicly ask for money, this and that. Basically, the fact that he's asking for money is somehow proof that he's not a scammer. Just being willfully ignorant for whatever reason. I don't know. I mean, Charlemagne has his moments where he holds people accountable, But for whatever reason, he not there yet when it comes to Dr. Umar. So that's what you got, man. Dr. Umar's school, you got 10 days, you, his fans, to come up with 40 G's, money that he should already have, money that shouldn't be owed, because before, and I say this loosely, before his accounts got frozen, because I'm starting to wonder if that's even true, due to the fact that if your accounts are frozen, why are they frozen for 3 weeks? Why have you to this day not walked into a local branch of whoever you deal with and provide information, proof of who you are, and get the accounts unfrozen? Is that it really can be that easy to get an account unfrozen, to get an account moved or whatever? It just, I've moved money around. I've done a lot of things when it comes to banking, personally and professionally. That's why the stuff he's saying, it just don't make sense to me. It just sounds like, man, he is really just lying to his audience over and over and over and over and over. And unfortunately, he's dealing with people that know little or nothing about banking and know little or nothing about business, know little or nothing about buying a building. And so they buy this stuff, they buy into the lies because I guess to them it sounds right. But he is trying to make it seem like this is all being done to him for, racism reasons. Before his accounts got frozen, he knew that this stuff was going on and he didn't pay. And now he's using the fact that the accounts are frozen as his reason for not paying. You caught that? Before the accounts were allegedly frozen, because he's been claiming that they've been frozen for about 3 weeks now. Before they was allegedly frozen, these monies were due and he did not pay them. And now you skip forward today and he's claiming that the reason why he does not have the money to pay these fees is because the accounts are frozen. When they were unfrozen, he didn't pay them. And he didn't pay them for a long time, which is why they've added up to the amount that they are today. They don't just start off like that. So I'm gonna leave it there though, you guys. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. Hit me in them comments. I'm about to get in here and do this workout. Peace.